What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin Cash today. Shout out to the Dragon Riders in the House of the Dragon. Hit that like button and subscribe, you guys. It is the third day of February, and here we are in this second month of the year, the third day of that second month, sitting here at $523 with roughly 8 hours and 55 minutes left in the day. I think we're getting a ripe bounce off of Bitcoin here. I think that we have a inverse head and shoulders pattern playing out, and if this pattern is correct, we should be moving up to about 84K pretty soon. And that's exciting because if Bitcoin's doing well, altcoins likely follow. And in this dichotomy between Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin Cash and other blue chip altcoins, we see a lot of the prices in the top 10 cryptos dropping over the months. But with Bitcoin Cash, we have higher lows. We've been increasing. We've actually pulled back. We are our low here on the 31st of January, when most cryptos found their lows, right? 31st or the 1st of February, I think a lot of cryptos found their lows. They were lower than their 21st of November lows. Bitcoin Cash is well above that low still, let alone where it was in October. The amount of volume we saw in this drop was pathetic, and the most volume we had was on the day that the low was on, where half that candle was a wick. A lot of buying pressure at the lows, right? Just like there's clearly now, we can look back and see there's a lot of selling pressure at the highs. Unfortunately, in a time where we were expecting to break out. Maybe in hindsight, this might have been the signal that we should have pulled back, because again, there was a lot of volume at the high. We did pull back, and just wasn't the expectation that I thought would happen. But that's okay. Here we are. 523 is not a problem for Bitcoin Cash. This is one of the best opportunities for anybody who's watching this, anybody who's taking the opportunity, the chance to buy. It's a really great price to get in. And I think because Bitcoin's about to take off, Bitcoin Cash will likely take off as well, but we'll see. And Bitcoin Cash can take off without Bitcoin. It doesn't need Bitcoin taking off. But in this, again, this land where funds seem to be siphoning off from other large cap crypto projects into Bitcoin Cash, I would imagine what's good for the rest of the bunch is probably going to be good for Bitcoin Cash as well. 1 hour time frame, zooming in here. Enough rambling. Let's get to it, all right? 1 hour time frame here. You can see the volume is totally dying off in a very typical fashion, a very, very traditional fashion. You've got these higher lows building in. You've kind of got a flat top here. It looks like an ascending triangle to a certain degree. Maybe we've broken out of it. Maybe it's not an ascending triangle. But regardless of what it may or may not be, it's some type of consolidation phase, right? It's absolutely some type of consolidation phase, and we are at the end of it. That's what this low volume means. So we're about to see a breakout one way or the other. I think it'll be the other. I think we're going to go to the upside. Looking at these indicators here on the 1 hour time frame, the 1 hour RSI, it's neutral. More bullish than bearish, but neutral. From where you are here, I could see us bouncing and moving up higher. Absolutely. Bullish divergence on the MACD on the 1 hour, and we're right at a point to bounce. Stochastics are reset. I mean, you're bearish on the stochastics, but still, that's the only, it's not even that bearish. It's more at a point where I would think that you come up from rather than go lower. Same thing with the MACD, same thing with the RSI. Kind of neutral but bullish overall on the 1 hour time frame. 4 hour time frame, again, I like these flat tops with descending lows. I do. Especially with decreasing volume, I like it. Decent looking on the RSI. Very bearish RSI overall, but where we are here, there's bullish enough posturing going on. Stochastics could bounce from here. You've reset to the 50. That's not a bad look. The MACD is not the most bullish here, but that's okay. That is okay. The MACD is not everything. You're kind of choppy and moving sideways. It might be less reliable here, but looking at the daily time frame, am I overlooking anything on the 4 hour? Let's pull up the ribbons real quick. I never look at the ribbons on the 4 hour, or I rarely do. I think it's much better to use on the daily time frames and above. But sometimes the 4 hour can be helpful, especially in moments like this. But you just see how little the respect is there. I don't know, man. I mean, think of it like this, right? Like we're moving down here. Ribbons cross down. We're moving down. The ribbons still cross down. We're moving down this whole time, right? Lower lows, lower highs. Every single one of these lower highs came in up here. Every single one of them came to the top side. So even if I'm wrong in being bullish here to new all-time highs, I'd at least be right in saying that we'd at least top off somewhere around here, right? Which is right with our prior points of resistance. I mean, that's the relationship we see when we're on the upside, when the ribbons cross to the green effect, whenever it's bullish here, right? the roles reverse. Instead of the highs being just on the other side of the ribbon, it's the lows that are just on the other side of the ribbon. Do not for 1 second think that this is how you use the ribbon, or that you know anything about the ribbon now because you've seen me do this after a minute. That's not how it works. It's not that simple. In this instance it is, but it's not always that simple. And the 4-hour time frame is not a good time frame to use, but in this instance I think it is. And the conclusion we're drawing here, at least that I'm drawing, is that even if we were to go lower and plummet to our deaths, we would at least find resistance probably just above the ribbon, as we have every other time here since this downtrend started. And that resistance right there, coincidentally, would be right here at prior resistance in the price as well. And we can see that if we take away the ribbons, the markings still are left. You can see right there. That would be right. I didn't move the circle. That's the top of the ribbon. That's where prior resistance is. So it makes sense, in my opinion, to call from 523 here to call for a move that probably over the next, couple of hours or over the next day and a half, we move up to about $560. It's completely sensible, right, to call for that. Prior resistance here, prior support there throughout this whole area here, support back here. It's a pretty logical area to go to about 560 to 570. It's a very logical conclusion to draw. I think that that's exactly where we're going to go. Now, the thought that comes to my mind with that price action is, are we breaking out? Would we go higher? Is this a lower high? Do we come back down and maybe form a higher low and then build from there? Do we go lower? Those are the questions that we'll have to answer once we're there, once we see our readings. But for now, I'm pretty confident we'll go to about 560 to 570 and likely within the next 24 hours. If not, let's say like 36 hours. Okay? Soon, very soon. Daily time frame. I don't like the RSI. I don't like the stochastics here, and I don't like the MACD. You typically look your worst when you're at your worst. You look your best when you're at your best. Let's do some simple analysis, okay? We'll zoom way the hell out. Zoom it all. We're going to get real scrunchy here. I want to first take a horizontal line and measure how low we went in the RSI. Then I want to measure, or I want to put a marker at any moment where we got close to this line. Maybe just above it like we did here. Maybe just below it like we did here. These don't count, right? This counts. That makes more sense. This counts here. And we'll just take those. These are the, what we got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 iterations, 6 iterations. Let's just go off of that. Every time we see this reading in the RSI or something around here, if we notice here, we were at a relative low point. Did we break out and go to the stratosphere immediately? Was it skyship immediately? No. But we were at a low point. Technically, that was your bear market low. And you did move from $87 to $118 very quickly, within 2 weeks. Very quickly. Here, was this your low point, your bear market low? Did you go lower? Yes, you went lower. No, it was not your bear market low point, but it was a low point. And in which case, in about a week's time, you saw a 33% pump. It's pretty damn spectacular, right? Here, you were also at a low point, where you went from a low, and I'll delete the line so you can see it. The low was here at about 165. The immediate high thereafter was 225. From that low, oh, I just went a little bit over. It's about a 40% pump though. Yeah, it's about like 39%, 40% pump, something like that. In a very short amount of time. Were we at a low here? Kind of, yes. Yes, we were. Did we go lower? Yes, we did. Did we pump dramatically afterwards? Yes, we did as well. Can we go lower is the question. Yes, we can. But even still, would you say that from here, in the grand context of this overall move to the downside, were you closer to the low or further away from it than any other point? You were pretty damn close to the low in the grand context of this whole move. That was your low right there. You were pretty damn close in the grand context of this whole move to that low. So, at worst, we have a little bit lower to go, but then we'll still get a big pump afterwards. A very big pump, a very nice, voluptuous pump. Hold on, I'm going to say hi to my daughter real quick. Hi, baby. How are you doing? I love you.
I'm just here to watch your view.
You're gonna watch me make videos? Okay. How'd you sleep?
Slept pretty good.
You slept pretty good. That's great. You want to say hi?
Hi.
Just say hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
She's almost 4, and she's very sweet.
Yeah.
And I love you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see. And of course, her name and her face remains private because while many people don't care and they share that information with the world, I do care. If she is a teenager, an adult, and she wants to share that with the world, her face and her name, cool, whatever. She can let people know who her dad is. But while I'm her dad and she's not of the proper age to make those decisions, I'm going to keep her privacy safe. I think that's the world we live in. It's unfortunate, but as parents, that's what we got to do, right? I would love to show her off. I would love to, because she's amazing. Oh my God, you are so amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are. But no, I can't, because there are crazy people out there. All you good people who like, we can't have good, nice things. We can't do nice things. We get all personal. You could, but we can't do that because people are freaking crazy. Anyways, we continue. Was this the low? No, we went lower. Was it the low? No. But did we have a nice recovery afterwards? Yeah, a couple of them. Were we at a low point? Yes. Was this the low? No. If you bought when we were here, you had a moment of excitement and then a moment of disappointment, but then excitement again, and we continue to grow. The point here is not, okay, we were at this point, this was a low, and then we moved all the way up. Or, oh no, this wasn't reliable. This time we weren't at the low and we kept moving down. No, we were at an area that overall, if you look at any of these moves, we were very near the low, if not specifically at the low point of a lot of these different movements, whether they were consolidation phases or movements down. And it's not about, does it generate a move like this? It's just, are we at a relative low point? And right now I would say that we are. And I think that expecting a 30 to 50 or more % move is not out of the question. From the current price, 30% move or higher would take us back above $600. You guys imagine if Bitcoin Cash is back above $600 and everything else looks like this? Like, there's going to be some real attraction to Bitcoin Cash as the safe haven in crypto here, you guys. I think it's already happening. People are already starting to see it, but it'll become more obvious with time. I don't really have anything else that I want to say. I think I've said it all, so I'm going to end the video there. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one, okay? Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.